file. There you go.
I'm going to send you a message.
There you go.
So you know who I am.
I thought you would be a little bit taller.
Right. Short legend, man.
No, he's not short at all, though. I thought he was like at least about 6'2".
Should get everybody the way you know who I am.
Okay, there you go. Jeffrey, sucker from Fox News, Fox Channel 3. So long. All right, my lord.
Yeah, see how things time out. I might give you a text and show up on.
There you go. Anytime.
That would be fun.
Anytime. Assalamu alaikum, my lords. This is Rabbi Yosef on location. We're at the Illinois State Police Forensic Center. We'll be going live with our press conference in another minutes. So please stay tuned. We got everyone showing up in the audience. This is about the assault murders in our society. That when Chicago have murders, the murder counts is at an all-time high. And we're at this point now ready to hold this administration and all of those cities in power accountable because of the unsolved murders and the backlog of all the cases. You may have families waiting a year, 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years and have not gotten the justice for their closures and to get things that they need to get with closure. So this is about holding all the people of power accountable for their manner of lack of urgency. They're undermanned here, which means the staff is very limited. The murder is just so overwhelming. So all of these cases, they're on their books, and they're not getting the results quickly, so that the murder rate, the clearance rate can be lessened. So that's why the clearance rate is 9.5% in Chicago. So this is about that type of thing. So we're going to get started. Just stay tuned, and we'll go from there. Shalom alaikum.
You know what? Let's get everybody. This is good. This is good. We're going to go back.
She said, what's that, 100-year-old temple?
We just celebrated 100 years.
5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
The service is dress code, kind of casual, or is it
well, people dress up and casual and sometimes more like, but as long as you have head covering or wear a tie.
Yeah, I've got it.
Things like those sorts. But yeah, come on in and have a good time with you.
Rabbi, you got the video too? You got the live in the video?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely am going to need that video.
Okay, very good. Why is this not sharing, bro?
So, where are you standing at with the video?
For me.
So, everybody was right here, right?
Right.
So, where's the line that we need to stand on so the video will come up?
Stand right here.
So, that's the live. One of these is video?
Right here.
Oh, okay. So, they need to stand right there on that line?
Right.
Okay. All right.
All right, we're about to get started momentarily. We're going to start now, Rabbi. Right, now, Rabbi.
All right, so how are we looking, Rabbi? Redirect us. Is this the line right here?
That's the line right here.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
You want to right? Get everybody.
Toby. Come on, Toby. Toby, we good?
Yeah,
I'm live, guys.
I don't know. She looked like she was. We got like the ladies up front.
Yes.
Yeah, because we want to know. We want to know. Yeah. Why? What? And when? How? Bishop. I am.
How we doing, Rabbi? When you give us the okay, we'll go. And somebody need to just get some pictures. Your video feed is good, Rabbi? Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Can we get the demand justice sign over here? This is one of them.
I can hold.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bishop Gregg L. Greer, last name spelled G-R-E-E-R, President of Freedom First International. We're here with violence interrupters, Ameena Matthews, social justice advocate, and a host of other activists, not just activists, but leadership, who are leading on an effort to bring clarity to an issue. What is that issue? That issue is, right behind us here is the state of Illinois Police Forensics Lab. The problem, as it states, is they've been sitting on evidence. What kind of evidence? Evidence that would clear robberies, homicides, rapes, critical crimes are backlogged right in this building, this facility, for 2 years. Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. This is a problem that has to be cleared up post-haste. We know for a fact the governor of the state of Illinois has been here to address the issue. But we're asking the governor, the sheriff of this particular county, Sheriff Dark, let Lori Lightfoot, the Chicago mayor, and all of the folks who are running down at City Hall, that this has to be addressed right away. A 2-year backlog is where we're standing for critical evidence from this forensics lab. A 2-year backlog. It's unacceptable. It has to stop today. This issue has to be cleared up. We are asking for not only a public, the public needs to be brought in. We want a meeting right away post-haste to address this issue. We need this issue addressed. If we wait now from today, exactly today's date, right now, there'll be 2 years of backlog. If we wait another year, who knows how long, we need this situation cleared up. We need it cleared up. Over the last quarter, several months ago, we were right down the street at the FBI headquarters. And what were we addressing? we're addressing an issue demanding justice for over 75 women who have been murdered in the city of Chicago. Why? Why? Because the investigations are lacking. Because no one is actually going through and clearing these issues. The issues are being stalled right here in this building. Let's say this. This can't happen in the city of Chicago. Shame on the folks who are in charge. We are dropping the ball, and the public is standing and being held at bay for an issue that no one even knows about. 2-year backlog, folks. We need it addressed right away. We need the specialists. Whatever staffing is lacking, let's bring those specialists in from other states. We don't care, whatever you have to do, but we need these cases closed. Last thing that I want to say is Chicago PD has a 9.4%. I'm going to say that again. Chicago police have a 9.4% clearance rate when it comes to homicides, which means what? It means that they are right now standing in the top 5 worst cities in America for clearing of murders. Shameful. This group of people, we've been here, we continue to stand, and we'll continue sounding the voice until something is done. Again, we are asking for a meeting with all of the officials who can bring clarity, not just bring clarity, but we want to correct the post-haste. Bishop Gregg Greer, President of Freedom First International, thank you.
T.O. Hardiman, President of Violence Interrupters Incorporated. I stand here in unity with everybody here today because we're asking Governor J.B. Pritzker to step his game up and put some pressure here on the Illinois State Police Forensic Science Center right here, because it makes no sense that you have 6,000 cases backlogged here at this particular center right behind us here, due to the fact that people are being murdered on the streets of Chicago every day. We already have over 300 homicides in Chicago, and over 75 women have been killed in Chicago in mysterious ways since 2001. So we stand here in unity to put pressure on everybody involved. It makes no sense in the year 2019, and you wonder why the homicide clearance rate is so low. A dismal 9.4% homicide clearance rate, which means people getting away with homicide at least 90% of the time. So it makes no sense in the world. But now it's beginning to make sense, because if you have a backlog of 6,000 cases, now you wonder why everybody's steady going around killing and shooting each other and killing one another in all kinds of forms and fashions, because the people that are committing the murders, they already know the chances of them being caught or arrested are slim, period. That's why we're out here continuing to raise our voices for the voiceless people here in Chicago. It's totally unacceptable. We need Governor J.B. Pritzker to step up to the plate. He's passing policies all through the state of Illinois. He needs to pass a policy to make sure right here the Illinois State Police do their job. What are they getting paid for? What are the people getting paid for that work in the forensic laboratories here? If people are steady being killed and we cannot solve the cases here in Chicago. So I'm T.O. Hardiman, President of Violence Interrupters Incorporated. Thank you.
Shalom Aleichem, peace and blessings to the world and those who stand in need of prayer. I'm Rabbi Yosef, President of Tikkun International, spiritual leader of Remedy Israel congregation in Kenya and in Chicago. We're here in unison collectively to make the arguments before the Illinois State Forensic Center to give an argument of truth, that the backlog is out of control in our city. We have heard that Mayor Lightfoot made her address yesterday, and she let the cat out of the bag, saying that the people who work for the city and all those who are politicians have a pension coming. In other words, they're more concerned about the pension as opposed to solving the murders in our society, as opposed to solving and getting these people who sit in the seat of power and those who are in the forensic busy to solve the murders in our society. Their mindset is to have the most comprehensive plan, to have the perks, to have the vacations, and to have Hawaii vacations to go and sip on tea as opposed to having any accountability for our people in our community. This is absolutely absurd. 2 years backlog is absurd. We cannot tolerate, nor can we sit back and be complacent and to allow those who sit in the seat of power to have their business as usual. And we do call out Governor J.B. Pritzker to come down to the city of Chicago and meet with the leaders who are on the streets every single day. Mayor Lightfoot has not called out to us, so we're going to go somewhere else. It's now your turn, J.B. Pritzker, to come and meet with us and schedule a meeting. We will come to your office. We will travel to Springfield. We will do whatever it takes to make the arguments for our people. My name is Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, President of Tikkun International, spiritual leader of Remini Israel congregation in Kenya and in Chicago. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings to everybody. You know, I'm standing here in front of the State of Illinois Forensics building, and every day I hear about one of our young sisters. I hear a mother crying out to me on a regular basis about losing a child, a daughter or a son, right in front of their house or up under police cameras 2 years ago, and no one has seen anything. This, you guys, now is becoming a humanity issue. Shame on the elected officials that, as myself, paying my taxes for a pension, for a check, for a trip, we all do. Each and every one, I'm here to stand with my brothers and sisters because this is a humanity issue. As I listened to our mayor give her speech, her state of address speech last night, and making it clear of what her path is to bring up our communities and make them safe and make them gentrifiable. But one thing that I am seeing from our elected officials of those districts, especially for the 1st Congressional District, that I am running for the Congress seat for, the incumbent is Bobby Rush. This is a humanity issue. If you look at all of the forensics of our young women and our young men that have died and no answers, and we don't know where or what or how they died, or who killed them. That's right. And the DNA is right there. This is a humanity issue. Shame on the congressman of the 1st District that did not say, he called a meeting maybe about 3-4 months ago about the issue of our women, a serial rapist. And just here recently, not even within a 24-hour span, we've had young sisters being violated and robbed. Thank God that it wasn't that they were killed and dragged away and put in a dumpster. You guys, this is a federal issue. If we can't get any answers from a person that we elected and that we thought that would do a good job, we understand that it's 100 days in the term of our mayor. However, it's been 2 years since there's been a crime to be solved out of this building from our 1st, 2nd, 3rd district. Terrible. Who killed them? Who killed them? Is it for us to leave for a mystery? But I do remember when we had, and someone allowed 48 hours mystery show into our community to solve a murder, to get one of our young guys incarcerated for a crime that he didn't do. But now there's forensic DNA in this building right next to us, right behind us, that they're telling us, really, in layman terms, fuck you guys, your family, your loved one, and fuck you for closure. You don't deserve that. But we're going to raise your taxes. That doesn't make sense to me. That does not make sense to me. You have people in here that are working, that are being paid by the state, that are being paid by the federal government as well, to do a job. All we ask as elected officials to do your job. As the Congresswoman of the 1st Congressional District, this is going to be one of the first things that's on my desk about the injustice of our black and brown men and women in the 1st Congressional District. My name is Dr. Ameena Matthews, and I'm running for the 1st Congressional District to solve who killed them. Thank you.
All right, all right.
Good afternoon. My name is King Bookbag. That is BOOQ-BAAG. Stands for boldly overcoming obstacles, never questioning body's abilities about greatness. And that's exactly what we are here to do today. To find a way to boldly overcome this hellacious obstacle of why in 2 years, this entity, you feel me, who's taking our tax money, taking our kids' tax money, taking the best and worst from us. After 2 years, 2 whole years, why are there 6,000 backlog cases? Why is there only 500 murders in this building alone? In this building, in this part of Chicago, 500. That doesn't matter who's to blame. At the end of the day, we need to blame ourselves. We are the ones in this community having to go back and forth and travel. We're the ones who allow the society to put us in a false sense of security, thinking that all we need is ourselves. All we need to worry about is just paying our rent on time. All we need to worry about is just going to work on time, paying the taxes, you know, so that way these elected officials and these elected people, excuse me, can do the job that they said that we got you. We got your back. We're going to make sure all the crimes going to get solved. Oh, really? Then why y'all been backlogged for 2 years? This is also going into the reason why a young family who has a daughter by the name of Kiera Coles hasn't been able to find any kind of justice that they've been looking for after going on 11 months, because the forensics, the evidence that can help them find their baby girl and grandchild finally, isn't being put to proper use. But once again, you know, we can blame officials, and there's plenty for the past couple of years who's been doing it, who've been turning a blind eye. But at the end of the day, we got to look at ourselves. We got to look at ourselves and realize we are the reason why these officials are not doing their job. We got to realize that we are the reasons why our children and these women are no longer safe, because we stopped patrolling our neighborhoods. We stopped being the vindicators of our own justice. We stopped caring.
That's right.
This should be a wake-up call to us all. We don't need no officials, because at the end of the day, the officials are not shopping at our grocery stores. They're not going to our gas stations. They're not talking to the people that we got to talk to. They're not dealing with the daily drama that we got to deal with. But yet, we're supposed to pay these people. They're supposed to be able to get a pension on time. They're supposed to get their just desserts, if you will, but yet they're not doing their job. There are people who are not getting the justice that they need. There's families like Miss Phyllis Lopez, who 7 months ago, her son was murdered by the police, choked out, 3 days after he was released from lockup. The forensic data, you feel me, that they have to lock up the police officer that did it, it's not being used the proper use. You know why? Because what was said, they're worrying about their pension. You worrying about a pension? Meanwhile, we're trying to figure out who's killing these women. Meanwhile, we're trying to figure out what can we do to stop you from being next.
That's right. Good. I love that.
For some odd reason, we're into this false sense of security, thinking that ducking our head down, acting white, moving to a different neighborhood or out of state is going to stop life from being life. No, we got to stop it here and now, because if we don't, there's not going to be no hope.
We are the hope in the future that we deserve. Once again, I'm Cook King Book Bag, and we're here to fight.
You might have to hold it for her.
Hello, my name is Fatima Reverend Robinson. I'm from St. John Woolen Workers, and we are Chicago. We're not going nowhere. We're not running. We're not moving. And I am my sister and my brother's keeper. I'm done with all this murdering, all this lying. The police give out more tickets than they do criminal cases. Every day it's a red light, it's a ticket. You can't park here. But people are dying on the streets. Each block, you can turn down 4 blocks in a radius of 20 blocks long, and you will see dead people on the street. It needs to stop. What is going on here? This is like the OK Corral. Gun shooting everywhere. Nobody is afraid of the city of Chicago police. Something is wrong with this. My husband and I just purchased property in Chatham. Right now, as I speak, a rapist has raped 3 women in that area. As I speak right now, I plead the blood over that area too. Why is it you have all these cameras around, but nobody have no film on who's killing who? Why is it these things exist every day in our community? It's not happening like that in no other community but ours. And we are each other keeper on today. The mothers and the fathers who don't care or do not have the nerve to stand and fight, that's what we're here for. It's no way, and I'm speaking to the parents, everybody here have somebody that have lost someone, a loved one. So why this sidewalk is not filled up with people? What is going on that's fed up? What is going on with us as a people? It's not about no color here. It's about love. It's about kindness. It's about being each other's keeper. I give honor to these activists. I give honor to the cameraman, the press. I give honor because of love. I'm tired of hate, and we need more love in this community. Yes, it's good police officers. Yes, it's great senators. But we need to let our voice be heard and quit the faking like you're really loving each other and you're really not. Because people cannot walk the street and just fall dead by a gunshot wound. Somebody is doing these crimes, and they need to stop. Letting these guns in legally, that's right. And then you close up mental facilities, and they walking all around the streets and don't have nowhere to go, don't have food to eat, and you close up these facilities, and they need help. They need service. They need to be kept.
You're absolutely right.
This is worse than foreign countries where people beg on the street and eat off the ground and eat out of the garbage can. This is Chicago, the city of Chicago. And of course it's not going on, it's going on in other places. Yes, it is. But we are handling what's going on here now. We'll move to another state later.
That's it.
But we're talking about what's going on here on this ground. We are here right now fighting, and we don't even have a place to park. We got to watch our cars and hope they don't get told to fight for justice. And we pay our taxes and can't even park on the street. Tell me that makes sense. Then we get on Facebook and cut the fool, act the fool about ourselves, against ourselves, hating each other, instead of me loving my black king or my king. And we hate each other. And then you get 1,000 hits on that mess. That is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. Who killed them? Somebody know. Somebody know. Somebody know. And I pray for your spirit in the name of Jesus the Christ.
Amen.
That you be convicted, and that if you're reprobated, God take it off of you. And that you come forth with no shame, that you can learn to live with yourself for the information that you have to bless the bloodshed on this street.
Amen.
For all the murders, all the killing that's going on in the street, God will get revenge for all of this blood and tears that's on the street of Chicago.
Right,
to God be the glory.
Praise the Lord, everybody. My name is Reverend Joseph Pughsley. My name is spelled as Joseph Pughsley. So today we are standing in solidarity that we say enough is enough. 5,000 cases unsolved is very unacceptable, and it is a distaste.
That's right.
In my life, in our lives, it's just terrible. Now, this is what's going on here. Now, these 5,000 murders, this place here, the state, has been donating at least over $380-something million of forensics. That's supposed to go to solve these crimes. Now, from 2002, it was at least, forgot the number. I can forget the number, but anyways, we're talking about crimes not being solved. More people are getting gunned down every day. If the community could get better, we need more investigations. We need more solved to be crimes. These families are still hurting over years and years, and they have no answers. We need answers today. This is unacceptable. We're asking the sheriff's department, the governor, we're asking the mayor to please put some emphasis and give us more information. We need grounds. We need works on the grounds. And I'm going to close up by saying we won't stop until the body count stops. I said we won't stop until the body count stops. We won't stop. I said we won't stop. And we're going to continue to march on. $87 million is unacceptable. That money needs to be, more staff need to be hired. More work needs to be on the ground. So that's it. We won't stop.
Until the body count stops.
I said we won't stop.
Until the body count stops.
I said we won't stop.
Until the body count stops.
I said we won't stop.
Until the body count stops.
Thank you.
Let's go.
You
want me to say my name again?
Say her name again.
You got to say your name again.
Why I gotta say my name?
Someone asked for your name. And what you're running for?
Good evening, family. My name is Dr. Ameena Matthews, and I am running for the 1st Congressional District, the People's Movement. Thank you very much. Good job. Good job. Good job.
I'm going to do a closing out.
Just wait a minute, because they sound like we're going to give her a solo on the line. I know y'all we can put some together. But she's coming. Let's just hang out for her. Okay. I'm going to walk. So we got
I'm going to do a close out.
I'm on my way to go get the card. You don't...
I'm going to do a close out real quick, and then Greg can do that. Shalom Aleichem, peace and blessings to the world. We're standing in your prayer. This is a recap of what we just heard. We saw the arguments were made with regards to the backlog of this Illinois State Police Forensic Center. This is an institution that's paid by the taxpayers. The taxpayers put their money out of their checks, and the money goes into these corporations. and the money goes to these corporations to fund this facility to do the work for you. However, the work is not being done. As you heard in my statement with regards to this issue, that Mayor Lightfoot just opened up the door and opened up a can of worms to know what is on the minds of the politicians. It's about the pensions. That was something that was not supposed to be released to the public, but she said it clearly when she gave her address that it's all about the working people of the city of Chicago and their ambitious attempt to get pensions. Well, we have over 6,000 unsolved murders in our society, and we now know what is on their hearts. That is why we have so much backlog, and that is why we see a continuous counts of non-solved murders in our society of a 9.5% clearance rate, a murder rate, and the national average is 62%. So that tells you what is wrong with our system. It tells you what is wrong with our system because it is about business as usual. It's about having the perks, having the vacations, and sipping on martinis, and going to Hawaii, and going to Maui, and going out and having a boat, a white boat, and being able to go on the lake and then sit with a white hat and a shirt tied around their necks. It's not about our people, and it's not about solving the murders in our community. Mayor Lightfoot did us a service to open up the door of understanding why this facility has no ability to solve what we are asking them to do. She has done the city a service to let us know what is on the minds of those who sit in the seat of power. She has opened up the door of giving us the viewpoint of what is on the minds of these politicians that sit as aldermen. That is why our communities are so destroyed. That's why you see so many boarded up buildings and glass on the streets and tree trunks so wide that it looks like Halloween. It does not look and does have no proportion equal to what we see downtown Chicago, where things are so manicured and all the flowers and all the landscaping and all the beauty is so beautiful. But when you go into the people of color and into the zip codes, you see nothing but despair and nothing but things that absolutely has no love within the community. So we see. We're going to give Brother Tio just a word just to the live, and we're going to close it out.
Now, I just want to thank Rabbi for continuing to speak truth to power. This brother here is all over the place, rather, speaking up for everybody in our nation and internationally. We need brothers like Brother Rabbi to continue to speak on these issues, and then mainly we're here today because if you think about what we talked about earlier, it really makes no sense to have 5,000 to 6,000 cases backlogged, and you wonder why homicides are not being really solved in Chicago. It makes no sense in the world. So I'm out here lending my voice for the voiceless people across Chicagoland, because we've already had over 300 homicides in Chicago, hundreds of people shot and killed, shot already as well. So something has to give. Too much money is being spent out here for us not to have some type of resolution or reprieve from everything that's going on in Chicago right now. So that's the reason I decided rather to come back on just now and speak on the brothers' live feed and speak about why we are out here today. Take care.
All right, that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. You got to step up. All right, Rabbi.
What's going on? And so just to do a little quick recap, we are here in front of the Forensic Science Building, and we're trying to figure out exactly why over 5,000 cases have come up within the past 2 years, never touched. It doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense whatsoever to where we paying these people all these kinds of money year after year after year after year for them to sit on their asses, literally. It doesn't make any sense, I appreciate Brother Rabbi, you feel me, for allowing me to speak with them. Also, Brother Gregg Greer, you feel me, and another legend here in Chicago, for allowing me to speak and talk with them. Also, Brother T.O. Hardiman, who is also behind me as well. That lets you know that more and more people are starting to become awoke to the fact that we all need to start coming together, all ages, all sex, you feel me, S-E-C, sex, like sections, to come together so we can start building a better future, because waiting for people like this, waiting for the police, waiting for the officials, hasn't got anything done yet. Not at all. We are still waiting for them to do something. And so, why not it be us? Why not we be the change that we're looking for? Why not we be the reason why, you know, we'll never have a need a place like this again, because we are taking the time to literally uphold our own community. Not for the sake of the community per se, for the sake of our children who have to walk through said community to be someone. And so, in closing, we just want to say, keep the fight alive.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, my brother. We just had a discussion with the department, the officials, talking to us. That's encouraging. So they're talking to one of my activists right now with regards to why we're here. And why we're here is very consistent to the measure what we need. We're here to stand with our people, advocate for the murders and all the things of rapists, rape cases. We have burglaries. We have all different types of crimes that this department can help expedite closure of whatever case there is open, pending. Years and open years is just not going to cut it. So if there's funding that needs to be, that's a problem, we need this department to open up its doors and tell us what it is, so that we can put pressure on the powers that be, so that we can make sure that these things are addressed. The families are not going to sit. It's unfair to sit and wait on government agencies to get the closure that they're deserving. They lost their loved one. They lost someone as special to them. They deserve to have every ounce of information so that they can be very well informed. And that's what this is about. So I'm pleased to have the government agencies are open to come out to talk to us. That's the first sign of good measure of communication. We need more of that. So again, by our initiative, this is could be a good thing, outcome out of this whole entire thing. But this is one step in the puzzle. We need everyone to open the doors. We need Mayor Lightfoot to open her doors. We need J.B. Pritzker to open his doors. We need all the state politicians to open their doors. We need everyone to open their doors to this initiative that's growing. This leadership is consistent. We are not going to tolerate anything of business as usual any longer. And I think we're making our cases very much so heard of how consistent and strategically pattern that we're going to go forward and not allow these things to continue. Because it's about our community. This is where we live. And we're not going to let our community go down. We need to get justice for these families that just are at this point distraught. They're in pain, they're grieving, they're mourning, and they don't have a fight with them. But that's our fight for them, to stand with them and to make these people who are in the seat of power, to give them, to put fire to their path and move this thing forward. So that's what we're doing right now. So we're waiting for the next speaker. If they're going to show, we're going to keep on live here. So just stay tuned. We're going to continue this and see what else we're going to have. I can do whatever needs coverage or if you like Oh, you got mine. Okay, that's cool. So that's all right. This card, y'all good? There we go.
Take it easy, bro.
Okay, we have one more guest that's going to speak to you all. So this is going to this camera right here. Introduce yourself and who you with.
I'm Stacey Love, founder of Chicago Girls Missing. Who's going to protect us? Who's going to be held accountable for all of these missing and murdered women and children in Chicago? The most unprotected woman in the entire world is a black woman. How can we not see race in a situation like this? Our low-income community has been invaded with pedophiles, kidnappers, and murderers. But the city of Chicago has no answer for that. Less than 25% of murders has been solved in Chicago. Where's the special task force for our missing and murdered women in Chicago? Where's the explanation for taking so long to alert the public that there's a possible serial killer on the loose? When is the city going to at least try to put a stop to it? We will no longer be silent. City of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, FBI, Illinois State Police, we want answers.
Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you very much, sister.
Stacy Love from Chicago Girls Missing.
Right here. Well, I think we made all the cases. Thank you, brother.
We'll see you, Rabbi.
Yes, thank you. I think we made all the cases here, and I think we made the arguments. Can we take a picture? We should take a group picture, right?
Yeah. But you know what? Let's stand right here. Let's get one more before we go.
So we're going to close it out. I thank everyone for joining in. Any questions, please put on my live here. That would be great. We need the public to get involved. This is an initiative that takes everyone. The amount of hours, the dedication, everything that goes into this, it needs to be a more collective effort. So we need everyone. So I'm going to close it out. Shalom alaikum, my lords. Thank you. Shalom. Bye-bye.
Hey, come on, hold on 1 second. Let's get that we won't stop to the body count stop right here.
Right. Everybody.
We won't stop to the body count stop.
So when I said we won't stop, I want you to just repeat after me.
We won't stop.
To the bottom.
We won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stop.
I said we won't stop.
We won't stop.
To the body count stop.
To the body count stops.
All right, good, Bishop.
Yeah. All right, let's close this up.
All right, come on.
Miss Stacy, you came.
All the way down there on Hamilton.
Okay, come on, we gonna get
Wait, good picture real quick, man. I ain't take no picture, no one.
Okay, it's not in there. What's that?
Just real quick.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Okay.
Just take a picture, man. Come on, man. There's no picture, no one. I ain't showed up.
No, I'm gonna okay, I get you.
I ain't showed up.
Right here. In the middle. There you go. Oh, this is going to be nice. I got to get this one my camera. Move over a little bit to your right.
Me?
Yeah. There you go. Y'all know I'm a good picture. Okay, hold on. Let's get one with the state police logo on the back. There you go.
Same position.
All right, guys. Look, thank you.
I need to interview you for Black America World News.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, but we need to do it now. And since you was kind of like late on this one, it's good time to do it. And we're setting up a meeting with the governor.
Okay.
We are.
I want to make sure you're in the house.
You talking about JB Christmas?
Yeah.
I definitely want to be a part of that. I'm there.
Right.
Just tell me when.
Definitely.
And I'll make sure I wear a shirt and tie this time.
I had my time. I dropped my time.
Look, I felt so bad.
There's another press conference on Saturday.